Hello everyone. So we will be starting really soon. Let's just wait for another 5 more minutes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Hello Shreyas.
Hey, hi everyone. Hi Jyotima.
Hello. Yeah, hello. So yeah, we're just starting things up. We'll be just waiting for around 2 minutes, and we'll be starting.
Sure, sure.
Thank you. Okay, so hello everyone. So I would like to welcome you all to the day two of GDSC Explore 2022 event. And yeah, yesterday we had the opening ceremony of GDSC Explore, and we got to know a lot of things from Nikita ma'am, and it was really a nice session. And I hope today it will be more fun. And yeah, so today we have with us Shreyas Patil sir. He is one of the GDEs of Android and Kotlin, and he's also an Android developer at Paytm Insiders. And I would like to welcome Shreyas Patil for this amazing talk session. Hello, Shreyas. Like to really welcome him. And yeah, yeah, now I would like to hand over the stage to one of the members of our club, Siddharth Paul, and he will be the host of today's event. So let's not wait and let's start.
Yeah, thank
Siddharth?
you, Jyotima. Thank you, Jyotima bhaiya. So, good evening and a very warm welcome to the day two of GDSC Explore, Northeast India's largest dev fest, which is organized as a joint event by GDSC NIT Shilchar and three other collaborating GDSCs: GDSC AC, GDSC NIT Agartala, and GDSC IIIT Guwahati. I, Siddharth Kripal, a second-year member at GDS and ID Shilchar, would like to thank everyone for gracing this occasion with your presence. Today we have with us Mr. Shreyas Patil, India's youngest Google developer expert for Android, an open source enthusiast and a technical writer. Now, before starting forward, I would like to request everyone, if possible, to join in from their laptops. To make this event even more interactive, we have a fun game session. I would like to request everyone to scan the QR code or type the code in slido.com and get accustomed with Slido. Here's the QR code, and or else you can also go to slido.com and type this code 566298. Okay, so moving forward, yeah. So there's a question you can see that will come up in your Slido. What's something new you have learned about yourself in the last 3 months?
Yeah, everyone can just go to that link and type the code there, or just can scan this QR code to join Slido. I would like to request everyone to join right now. Yeah, okay. Okay, I would see time management is something that you have learned. C language, yeah, that's the basic thing that we need in colleges. Yeah, okay. I can be disciplined if I determine to do so. Yeah, but yeah, we can be. Okay, about GDSC. Yeah, GDSC in our college is really very active in all the development fields and domains, and you would really love to join our sessions where we talk about various domains, we hold workshops and all. Okay, that's really nice. Yeah, today you will be learning more about how to actually kickstart your career as an Android developer. Yeah, you will be really benefited. I hope so. Cool. Siddharth, I think we can proceed.
Yeah. Okay. Moving forward, okay, we have another question for you. It's a poll. Like, are you an early bird or a night owl? Okay, I
Okay,
see.
everyone will just
That
put night owl there. Okay, some of them are early bird. I myself am an early bird, so yeah,
I am a night owl. Yeah, Jyotima Bhaiya knows that. Okay, so I guess amongst engineers we have more night owls.
yeah. But this might change a bit later. I don't know. This might change. Yeah, I think we can proceed then.
Yeah, we can proceed. Okay. So, yesterday we kickstarted the day one of GDSC Explore with a speaker session with Nikita Gandhi ma'am, followed by a workshop on data science by Usha Rangaraju ma'am, and ended it with a speaker session by Mr. Shishir Kalita sir on career consultation and scopes in data science. And I assure you all that today is going to be even more enthralling. Now, without further ado, let me expand my heartiest welcome to Mr. Shreyas Patil, sir, who has graced us with his charismatic presence today. Allow me to give you all a brief intro about Shreyas, sir. He is India's youngest Google developer expert for Android since August 2021, and his apps on Google Play Store were featured in the top new 500 educational apps category. Also, he is a self-taught developer. He also holds the position as an Android developer at Paytm Insider. He also organized Kotlin Mumbai, a non-profit developer-focused community for hosting events in Mumbai. He also participated and qualified for the grand finale of Smart India Hackathon 2018 and 2017, where he developed an app for the Ministry of Ayush and developed another app for passenger security for the Ministry of Railways, Rajasthan. He also has remarkable contributions towards open source projects. Now, I would like to kindly request you, sir, to tell us about your journey and also to take over the session from here. Over to you, sir.
Hey, thanks everyone for thanks Siddharth for such warm introduction. Can I share my screen? I'm unable to share my screen actually. Okay,
Yes, sir.
thanks. Let me know once it is visible. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is. It is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Cool, thanks. So, hello everyone. I hope you are doing well in this situation. Like since long, yeah, like you people are attending this online webinars. I hope situation will get better soon. So today's topic we are gonna talk about kickstarting career as an Android developer since you are a student. So this overall session is mixture of my experience so far, like whatever I did, which I followed. Like if I feel anything I did wrong or right, this is mixture of everything. Because 1 year ago I was also a student, so that's why I'm sharing all this with you. So I guess Siddharth already introduced me, so no need to introduce me right now. So I'm skipping this slide. So let us start with the beginning. Let's see what makes you a good developer. So for becoming a good developer, right? Like not only for Android developer, but any kind of developer, this is very basic thing. Like learn programming languages. There are types of programming languages, I would say. So let's say what is meant by basics. So learn syntax, like learn language specific feature. For example, if you want to get into Android development, then get started with Java. Know Java concepts like what is static, what is like callbacks, what are like how multi-threading applications can be developed in Java. Then after Java, like once you know Java, also start with Kotlin, because Kotlin is now official programming language for Android, right? Like it is first class language for Android development. So now whatever it is developed, like even in big organization or even like community support, if you see, Kotlin is the programming language which is primarily supported for Android. So I would say even if you're learning Java, you can start learning Kotlin, because it is much necessary for Android development. So that's the basic thing for kickstarting your career as an Android developer. So I would say as you are students, so you can focus on these concepts like which you are taught in academics. Like you can focus more on OOPS concept, which are object oriented programming. Like you can at least know theory, like what is abstraction, what is encapsulation, what is overloading, overriding, etc., etc. Then software engineering concepts, methodologies, like what are software engineering, terminologies, like what is model, what is waterfall model, what are different kinds of concepts in software engineering, what is agile, what is scrum. This is not gonna help you in Android, like this technical knowledge, but this will be helpful for you to get idea about how companies or big organization work. Then always be good in core concepts and fundamental. So what is meant by core concept? So Android, or let's say if we take web development framework, any, okay, Node.js and all, these are just framework. Okay, this is not core. This may change in future, but if your core concepts are like, if you are good in core concepts, you can learn anything, literally. So it is not only limited to Android or any specific framework. So if you always be good in core concepts and fundamental, it will be always good, like best for you to switch to any context or switch to any domain of your interest. The version control system, Git. So it is very interesting thing, like if being a student, if you start learning Git and GitHub, it will be, you will find it interesting, and you can host your projects there, or you can start contributing to the open source. So this is how you can start actually. So being a student, I really started late to use Git and GitHub. So I recommend everyone to start in your early days. If you are not aware about Git, so go to google.com and search about Git and how to use GitHub. And I'm sure like you will be very fascinated about it after you learn. So the next thing is be good in these subject areas. Like I recently discussed, like in your academics, you are taught these subjects like operating system, networking, database, DSA, problem solving, testing. So why these things? Because operating system, like if you learn, like you will know like how this operating system and how actually process or resource and manipulation is done at the lower level of operating system. If you want to be a web developer or any kind of developer, then networking concepts will be very helpful for you to understand like how this information exchange actually works. Then database is core fundamental, like whether you are a front end developer or back end developer, database will be always helpful for you. Data structure and algorithm and problem solving together will help you in logic building. So this can be very helpful to improve your programming like efficiency. Then testing is something, let's say you are building a consumer and or user end product. So testing is the thing which can be helpful for you to be good in this area. So yeah. Then learn coding practices. So being a student, you might not be aware of this, some of these concepts, but I would say if you search about this, you will you will find it very helpful, like clean coding. So in short, I can say clean coding, a code which looks clean or looks readable without even no like no need of explanation. So let's say if you write a code, like any code, okay, and if you show it to your friend, and if your friend is able to get that code, like what is happening in this code, just by reading the code, okay. So let's say your friend is not good in coding, let's say not good in that programming language, but still he is able to read that code and interpret what is happening in that code. It means your code is clean. Means you name variable functions properly, like intention revealing. It is mean of clean coding. Refactoring is like changing code without actually modifying its business, means refactoring. Then learn architecture patterns are, like there are various architecture patterns like builder pattern, factory pattern, and if you have not heard about it, like you will eventually learn in your syllabus. But yeah, if you can directly search about architecture patterns. Then learn optimization, like your whatever you are writing code, it should be memory optimized, it should have less time complexity and all kind of stuff. You can you can like surely learn these things. Then testing. So this testing is testing of your code. So if you have heard about unit testing or integration testing, you can search about it. So this is basically writing test code for testing your earlier written code. So that's also, these coding practices will be really helpful for you to get your job, because these are the like some concepts or what we can say terminologies which will be helpful for you in your future career, whether you are Android or any developer. So like this is for every kind of developer basically. Then okay, we saw like what are basics and what we need. Now we'll see what should you do. Let's discuss what path you should follow. So let's talk about recommended steps. So my first tip will be prefer developing a project over earning certificates, and try to learn from official documentation site and blogs, because nowadays what happened, like this technology is changing very fast day by day. And if you are some kind of person who refers to YouTube videos or tutorials or any kind of video media, so that media or that content can get old. Like this is basically your responsibility to grasp updated knowledge. So this updated knowledge can be only grasped from official site or blogs or articles, like which are, let's say for learning Android, you can refer to official Android website, right? Because that's the single source of truth where you can know about latest stuff regarding that framework. Or let's say if you are let's say Python developer or ML data science enthusiast, then you should refer to that particular official website for learning xyz, like particular things. Then don't give too much priority to course or earning certificates. Nowadays I can say like many students fall for these certificates and all, and they basically miss original learning or the learning which is quality. So don't give too much priority to courses and all. Prefer developing a project which will give you an experience of developing a product, or usage of that programming language. Then last thing is learn how to use Google and Stack Overflow. Let's say, so while self learning or learning this technology, no one is perfect, so you might get issues while learning. Like you will get stuck into any issue which is stopping you from doing your next things. So you should learn how to use Google and Stack Overflow to solve that problem. So you should be able to search your problem and how to read the solution and how to implement the solution. So learn these things. And here is a quote which is written by me, which is, one tiny good and documented project is always better than stack of certificates or course completion. So please remember this. Now let us see plan of action. Like what is our plan of action? It is learn while doing. So if you learn while doing, like let's say if you have to learn Android programming, right? So I would say like before, you know in learning means what, you will see documentation or videos or something, and you will just see, you will not implement that. It is just learning, okay? You will not remember concept in this way. But learn what will happen in learn while doing. This way learning becomes double, 2x. Because what happens, like you when you learn while doing, you side by side implement concepts, and that which you have practically implemented, it becomes easy for you to remember in future. So whenever in future you have to implement same kind of stuff, same kind of idea, you will always remember, okay, yeah, I have done this in past. So this way learning becomes 2x. I would say directly pick any idea and try to implement it in a project. For example, build app which solves a local problem. Let's say when I was in college, I always looked for like what I can build for my, let's say, my department. Let's say I was studying in information technology department, like engineering department. So I asked my HOD or faculties, like, is there any app idea which I can develop to solve our department's issue? And at that time I was not proficient in Android development, but I just picked idea to learn Android development. So while implementing that project, I learned Android development. I can say, like, let's say I developed a notice board, e-notice board application. Let's say in every college there is a notice board, right, where students used to visit like manually for, like, if there is an exam timetable and all kind of notice or any kind of alert. So I built an application to basically combine this all kind of stuff, where staff or HODs can post notices and students can see or comment on them. So while building this project, I really learned a lot of things like image processing, networking, and all kind of stuff. So I would say this is based on my personal experience. Like directly pick any idea and try to implement it in a project. And don't think about negatives while learning, because you will learn eventually. Because what happens, like when you learn in this way, sometimes you feel like you don't know about this thing, so you may get like demotivated, right? But don't think about negatives. You will learn everything while doing. So you won't learn unless you don't make mistakes. So remember that, and this is truth. And if possible, publish your app. You can publish your app to Google Play Store. If not, you can directly distribute to your end consumers via any medium of your interest. So you can do that. And if there is not any project, okay, if you don't have any dedicated project, build very simple and sample project. So you can say toy project. So what is meant by toy project? So build any simple app, let's say note taking app, which will just show you a list of notes, and you can add notes basically. Notes, not just simple notes. Every mobile has note application, right? Just that kind of simple project. So this will help you in learning, actually means real problem solving with real world app knowledge. Then always document your code, because it is very helpful. It will be very, very helpful for you and other if reading your code. Because after some time or after some years, if you look at your code, you will feel like you will forget your code basically. So you should know what is intention of action you like wrote such code and all. Then regularly maintain your project. Like, don't just do project for one like just for a specific duration. You should maintain it regularly. Like, you can fix bugs regularly, you can add new features eventually. Make it open source, make it open source on GitHub, make it public on GitHub, so everyone can read your code and basically take a look at your code, or maybe take look at your code for reference if you update something which stands out of the crowd. And this is my personal experience. Like, making your code open source makes you confident. Let's say you are at interview, right? You can directly t- tell your interviewer that this is like a project I did and it's open source on GitHub, so that interviewer can directly take a look at your code, take a look at your coding style, and this gives confidence to that person, like who is taking your interview, that you are good enough at coding. So this is my tip for. Then best practice is read others code. Many good projects are available open source on GitHub, and this is how I learned coding. Basically, I learned coding while taking look at others code. And GitHub is very vast. Like, all kind of projects are available on GitHub, and reading code helps you in learning better. So you can learn, okay, how this thing is implemented. How, let's say right now I'm not good at, let's say, location tracking in Android. So I can directly search about that project on GitHub, and I can see how it is implemented in different apps. And there are so many production apps, source code available on GitHub. Let's say, if you are aware or not, I'm not sure, but Telegram app, which you use, right? It is completely open source on GitHub. You can literally read its Android code on GitHub. Just search about Telegram GitHub on Google, and you will get source code of it, like each and every file, like how chat screen is implemented, how basically things work in Telegram. Everything is implemented it's open source. And likewise, there are so many open source code. Like, if you're a data science kind of person, then TensorFlow by Google is completely open source. If you are like interested in Flutter, then Flutter is also open source. So Kotlin programming language is also open source on GitHub. So you can take a look at it, like how it is developed or how it is implemented. Then you can learn how libraries work, which design pattern is used when, and how something is implemented and how it is designed. So you can only learn these things by taking a look at others code. So this will be very helpful. So it's my recommended tip to read others code. Then last but not least, it is stay up to date. Stay up to date with latest knowledge, because this tech world is changing day by day. Like, day by day, new frameworks are coming and old is getting deprecated, old is going away. So it is not much necessary, but it will be good if you are stay up to date. And if you are not completely aware of something, at least having knowledge of latest stuff is good. Because it is not possible to try out everything, which is again another truth. But at least having knowledge will be always better. Like, let's say I'm Android developer, but I'm still aware, like what is happening in web development field, like what is happening at React or JavaScript stuff. I know it because I'm not practically using that stuff daily, but I just know like what is going trending in web development, what is trending in data science. So having knowledge of these things will be always helpful. So finally, from what we learned till now, it is like it is endless learning process. Like you learn, you implement, and you improve, and this cycle continues: learn, implement, improve, learn, implement, improve. So it is endless learning. So uh, it is so please understand it, like once you start learning, you implement it, and you should improve it, then this cycle should continue, and make sure you don't break this cycle in between. Again, it would be good to have, like if you as a student, you can have, you can take a look at internship, which will give you real world, real world experience of application development. You can take freelance projects where you can develop like kind of applications for your clients. Participate in open source competition, like there are so many open source competition going on. You can start with Hacktoberfest, which is like arranged in every October, like every year's October month. Then Gsoc, which is Google Summer of Code, which is organized by Google to encourage open source contribution among students. And this is basically for students actually, where you work as a like individual contributor for organization, and Google pays stipend for you. So if you're not aware, this competition starts in, I guess, April or May month. So you can take a look at like what is GSOC. You can know more about it on searching by Google. Then participate in project competitions, hackathons. So for example, Smart India Hackathon, where you build prototype to solve common problems or local issues. So competitions like this will help you in solving problem as well as learning technology. Like you use technology to solve common problem and vice versa. So basically this way your learning can become double. You can learn so many things in short period of time if you participate in such hackathons and project competitions. So this would be very helpful, and it would be good to have, because only these things will give you a best experience, and which will be helpful for you to getting start, like kickstart as a career or job. And most important to know is no one is perfect. Okay, every field is very vast, and it's not possible to always stay up to date with everything. Let's say in Android development or any kind of domain. So we learn some things only when we need it. Let's say I will give example. For example, unless I don't need means means I have to let's say develop a location tracking application. Okay, GPS location tracking. I will only learn tracking location in Android once I need it, because even if I don't need to track location, why should I learn this concept, right? Some of this concept. Let's say I don't need to learn how can I connect Wi-Fi of two devices in Android using code. I will only learn some of these things like whenever I will only need it. Means lazy learning, you can say. So it's completely normal, because this framework is very vast, and you should not learn everything at once, because otherwise you will end up being beginner in everything. But you should be expert of something where you can no one can beat you. So we learn some things only when we need it. And fear of missing out is common, and it shouldn't be a problem. So fear of missing out means let's say after some point you may feel like, oh yeah, I don't know these things and how this thing works. So which is completely okay. Like it is not possible for you to be aware of everything, but you can always try to learn things. So you can try learn things, and just don't feel fear of missing out. And handle imposter syndrome, which is outcome of fear of missing out. So you may feel like I don't know these things, and I don't know this thing, and blah blah blah. So this can demotivate you. So please do not do this. Like while learning, these things happen, and it's completely natural, but you should just continue your learning without with ignoring these things. So you can always ignore these things and just keep your learning endless. And resume tips, like how can you make resume? So I would say make it just one or maximum two pages. Like if possible, try to wrap it in just one page, because being a student, like your resume should be should be very short, and whoever is referring or we can say seeing your resume is only interested in your skills and projects and achievements. Okay, he has not time to scroll through pages and all. So that's my tip, to make it one page. Add links to your portfolio site, GitHub, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc. Like whatever social platforms you are using. Add your skills, like what programming languages you are proficient in. Add projects, like whatever projects you did till date. Like if they are public, add link to your GitHub repo, Play Store, or documentation, anything. Add your achievements, small big achievements, whatever you achieved so far. And no one cares about whether you are married or single or what's your age, like what is your birth date, right? So you can skip adding such details because this makes no sense in your resume. And resume, like whoever is evaluating your resume is not interested in these things. So you can give more space to the skills, projects, achievement, rather than giving space to this marital status or age or something like that. So yeah, please consider this. And cool, we are done. But learn with the community. So let's see how can we learn more with the community. And what is community? So understand that sharing is caring. Like once you share your things, your learning becomes 2x. And how? So if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask questions if you are stuck with problem. Let's say what happens in some time, like I mostly have watched students, like if they have questions, they don't ask it openly because they think like what that person will think about him if he asks question. But bro, that's not the thing. You can always ask a question because that's everyone's right. And there is nothing like uh, you will it is there is nothing like, there is like no bad thing in asking question. So you always help others if you can. Like if another person is asking you a question, be comfortable to him or her, or help him or her with your answer. If you are able to make a group of people or and share your learnings, like you are in college, you can make a group of like-minded people, like-minded developer, or you can start projects and all kind of stuff together. So in group, what happens, your learning becomes 2x. So let's say your friend learned this and you learned this, so you basically start sharing these things, and basically this helps you in learning, in double speed basically. Be part of local communities, or of your interest. For example, developer student club is a community of college students, so you can be part of these communities. So basically this is for your college professional networking. This way you come together for learning specific technologies. Then you can be part of Google developer group, GDGs, for professional networking. Then you can be part of groups of your domain. Let's say if you are interested in Android and Kotlin, you can join Kotlin user groups. If you are someone interested in, let's say, data science, maybe you can start join a TensorFlow user group. If you are someone interested in front end, you can join Angular or React groups, like vice versa. Like likewise, you can join any kind of professional groups of your interest. Attend events like DroidCon, Android Summit, DevFest, and many more. These events can help you in staying up to date with what's happening in Android and developing worlds. You can host events just like this GDSC Explore is hosted somewhere, right? You can host events, be volunteer at events, join Slack communities. So Slack is an application, like if you are aware or not, you can search about it on Google. There are so many domain specific communities on Slack where you can discuss, ask for help, or share your things. So you can be part of these communities basically. And also, if you want to contribute, then how can you contribute? Okay, you can speak at events, just like I'm speaking here at GDSC Explore, right? You can speak at events about various kind of stuff. Create a quality code content and make it open. You can build any kind of project or any kind of code and make it open source on GitHub, which can helpful for others to learn from your code. You can write blogs, articles, or share your learnings. You can create video content and publish it on YouTube, right? You can share your own tutorials on YouTube. You can ask or answer questions, existing questions on Stack Overflow, which can improve your contributions as well. And the power of Stack Overflow, like many people can found your questions helpful, answers helpful, and basically you can earn more respect there. Then social presence is important thing, like if it is a point of your career, build your own portfolio and showcase your skills and work. Like you can build your own website. Let's say I have my own website, which is shreyaspatil.dev, where I have explained everything about me, like what projects I did, what work I did till it, like whatever my activities all activities are logged on my website. And this becomes your digital resume, right? Like there is no need of document or you know word document resume or PDF resume if you have your digital resume. So you can always think of it like if you have more projects and all kind of stuff. Be active on social media, for example Twitter, LinkedIn you can use. Follow good people on social media. This way what happens, like whatever that person is sharing, like, let's say if someone is sharing latest stuff about Android development on Twitter or LinkedIn, you can follow him, and this will help you in learning or staying up to date with latest knowledge. Share your small big achievements. So this is for, do share your work and don't hesitate to promote your work, because what happens, sometime let's say you did something, so you might feel like not comfortable in sharing that on social media, right? But don't do this, just share it on media, social media, because no one is gonna uh, promote for you, right? You have to self promote your things. So let's say you build application or you build something, do directly share it on social media, show it to everyone, and this is the only way you will get traction or you will get attention basically. So this is important to share your own stuff on social media, let it be whatever. Then use GitHub. It is most important thing. Use GitHub to showcase your work. If you have did something, use GitHub to build tools which is helpful for other developers, for example library or API. So while building projects, you might be aware like you use third party let's say libraries or plugins in your project, right? So you can be also one of them. You can build your own library and make it open source on GitHub. Or you can also contribute to other projects by reporting issues or bugs, or fixing bugs actually by contributing to code, or by adding new features to their code base. You can contribute, like just like I mentioned, Telegram is open source, Signal app is open source. You can contribute to these apps, right? Your code can be like can run in millions of phones in the world just by open source contributions. So you can contribute this way and showcase your work. So for showcasing work, I will say, before showcasing work, make sure your code is clean and readable. Like it should not be cluttered. Document code if necessary. Like uh, add readme documentation if it is on GitHub. Add documentation to how to set up your project in someone else machine, or what your project is about. Like explain this in like description of documentation. Add proper license guidelines of open source. Okay, these things can be learned anytime. You can always learn if you take a look at GitHub and all. So I wanted to explain this. And then add screenshots of your application. Let's say for your GitHub project, on the documentation you can attach like how your app looks like to others. So if anyone finds your app interesting, just by looking at the screenshot he can take a look at your code, and this improves presentation of your project basically. So you can add such kind of stuff. Then you can pin important projects on GitHub. Let's say you have now so many projects on GitHub, right? Like around more than 20-25. Then you should pin selected projects on GitHub. Like GitHub allows you to pin maximum 9 projects. So you can pin your top 9 projects so anyone can take a look at them, and this becomes your showcase. Now productivity tools. Let's be productive. So use project management tools, like use tools like Trello. You track Jira. Let's say you are a group of 3 or 4 peoples, or let's say more people, right? So what happens when we are more people, it becomes hard to manage things. So if you are building a project and you are more people, just use this project management tools which will help you to manage your work. They allows you to manage your work efficiently. You can assign tasks to your friend A, friend B, friend C, like this task to this person, this task to this person, and how, like, you can basically track your tasks. So it is good to use such tools, especially good if you are working in a team. Like just like this is a utrack, which is a JetBrains task management system, which I personally used for my final year engineering project. Like we were 4 people and we divided tasks among each other, and thus we developed our application for final year project. So you can use such project management tools which improves your productivity and saves your a lot of time. Then certification, let's talk about it. Like if you want to be a good Android developer, like, and after some time, if you feel like you are good enough in Android development, then you can proceed for the certification. This is official certification by Google. Okay, Google provides you certification and exam. So if you want to like be, do certification for Android development, just go for associate Android developer certification, which is provided by Google, and it has some kind of exams, interview, and then it gives you a certificate for valid for 3 years expiry. So you can know more about it just by going to this link. And let's discuss how is life of developer. So life of a developer in the organization, or any company, is like, it is not like, you like all day you just do coding. It's not like that. You are a part of team, each team, and you have to make decisions by mutually agreeing with each other. You have to give feedback, or you will get feedback basically for your work. So you have to be a team player. You have to be good at people handling, or team management, all kind of stuff, because you should be aware of like how teams work, and you alone cannot take some decisions. You have always to discuss with your team, and you have to mutually agree on something with your team. You have to give feedback, or you will get feedback from your other team members. Basically you have to collaborate with others team members as well for testing, or kind of stuff. Be good quality, like build you have to build good quality products, and with quality code and quality UI UX, because Android is the front end, basically user end service, right? Where user can install your app and basically try out your app. So you have to be good at UI UX things, basically at least designing. And you are responsible for your task. So whatever you do in your organization or company, whatever task you are doing, you'll be always responsible for that, like whatever, if something goes wrong or something goes right in future. So that's all. So I'm now sharing resources to learn Android development. So there are some free resources which can be helpful for you to build your project. For example, GitHub Student Developer Pack, which has so many paid tools, free provided free for student. There is just you don't need much things. You just have to upload your ID card in that website, and you will get access to it. Then you can use Firebase, Heroku, DigitalOcean, or AWS free tier for building your projects. Then here are some learning resources. You can learn from official site, blogs, their official YouTube channel. Then for Kotlin, you can refer to kotlinlang.org, which is, in my opinion, a good source to learn Kotlin programming language. You can learn from Google Code Labs, where you can learn step by step, like how to implement these things. Then there are official Android GitHub sample repos on GitHub. Like let's say you can IO schedule app, which is a Google's Google IO event happens every year, right? So this app is available open source on GitHub. And if you want to do some paid certifications, you can refer to Udacity Nano Degree. If you want to learn from some unofficial resources, you can use Mindocs, Pro Android blogs, and GitHub repos, or any kind of resources basically. So Google Code Labs look like this, where you have to you will learn step by step everything just by reading steps here. So this is how it looks like, and that's all. So if you need any help, you can connect with me. Like if you can go to my official site, you can get my ways of contact there. You can reach me out on Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub, or you can read my blogs here, where I regularly share things about Android and Kotlin. So that's all. If you have any questions, I would be very happy to answer all of your questions. So if you have to ask question, just go to slido.com and enter code Android there, and you can type your questions and basically ask me. I would be happy to answer your doubts or queries.
Yeah, so everyone can just scan this QR code and can just join the Slido there. Yeah, okay.
Uh,
How as a
okay,
first year should I?
cool. So we have a question which is like, how as a first year should I start? Yeah, you can always start learning. Okay, so it is not a matter of you are a first year student or last year, because I personally started learning when I was a first year diploma student. And believe me, it is always best, because maybe sometime in college academics you will not taught like how to do Android development, so you have to anyhow start learning yourself. So for learning I would say be like start picking Java or Kotlin program language. After learning it, you can start learning Android development. And just like I mentioned, learn while doing, do some projects or paid projects or sample projects. Start with basic one. Okay, very basic, very very basic one, like single screen app, then double screen app, and multi screen apps. You can slowly move, and this is how you can learn. Which language to begin with? Just like I mentioned earlier in my slides, for Android specific, you can pick Java or Kotlin, but Kotlin is recommended, I would say, because Kotlin is first class program language for Android development. So I would say Kotlin language to begin with. How would you get over hitting a wall in development? Uh, Actually, I'm not able to get to your question. If you can, explain more about it, I would be happy. Or you can again ask this question.
You can just put the question in the chat and we'll be happy to look up.
Yeah. So how to get internship? Step intern in Google in second year. Okay, if you want to get internship at Google, I would say Google has a different process. Like Google focuses more on basic core things rather than focusing on framework, just like Android or any kind of stuff. So Google is not framework specific. Google focuses more on problem solving and core, like data structure and algorithm stuff. So I would say be good at this stuff. Practice your algorithms and problem solving on Lit Code, HackerRank, HackerRank. There are so many websites, so you can practice there and you can basically start. Then another thing is they focus more on designing, or what you can say, architecting like app properly. So you can also learn about that. I have just started learning C++. It's my first step in learning code. Am I going the right way? Yeah, you are going right way, because C or C++ are the primary language for of every developer, where you learn basics of programming language, like how to declare variable, how to declare functions, how to use them properly. So I would say C or C++ helps you uh, in your base, right? It is base of everything. So I would say it is a good start to learn programming languages. Currently, I'm learning C language. Please say what is way towards Android. So yeah, in Android development, there is no like that much use of C or C++ programming languages. In Android development, you can have Java or Kotlin programming languages. So that's these are two programming languages which will be helpful for you to learn Android development. How to contact the mentors for contributing to organization. So I guess you are asking me in this context of Gsoc maybe. So yeah, I would say you can open issues on their GitHub repo. You can, if their email is mentioned somewhere, you can connect via their email. But I would say GitHub issues is something which will be helpful for you, like because mentors are basically active there maybe. But yeah, mentors are something which are not every time active on a repo. But so I would say whenever Gsoc organizes mentors, they'll list their all uh, contact details in that Gsoc site. Or there is some documented site by Google Summer of Code, where you will get all contact details of registered mentors. So you can get contact details from there. So yeah, you can connect them with email. What inspired you to get started with Android development? So yeah, so since I was in college, I was always fascinated with like how these mobile apps work, and how these basically apps like WhatsApp, Facebook runs in mobile app. So this is how I started learning Android development, and I started building my own applications, and I published them on Google Play Store. and this fascinated me. Like I really got good reviews on my own application, and it helped people to learn things and all kind of stuff. So it became satisfaction for me to build apps. So this is how I took interest in mobile app development, and this is how it is going on. How to prepare for GSOC? So uh, okay, this is very long answer, but I will short it. So Google Summer of Code is basically a program which is for students. So I would say uh, you should not take interest in it just because of you want to perform some kind of contribution in just May month or June month. Okay, you have to prepare from long time for this. Let's say when November or December comes, you can start reaching to organization, fix their small kind of small features or feature or bugs, you can say. You can contribute to them. So whenever you apply for GSOC in that organization, in that particular organization, that repo organizers can remember, oh, that person already fixed some of the things for us. So that person is aware of our like eco like whatever say uh, our project and all kind of stuff. So this can consider this can that person can consider you for your project. So this is how I can say you can prepare for GSOC. You can start from very early stage for GSOC, and this will be helpful for you to get high chances of selection into GSOC. With more and more cross coming up, is learning native stuff worth it? Because not everything is possible with cross platform uh, frameworks, but everything is possible with native stuff. Because what happens, like if you want to talk to some native hardware level stuff, right? Let's say battery or GPS is hardware level stuff, it is not same across iOS or Android device, right? So that kind of stuff are only possible with native layer. So even if you are writing a hybrid code, some point of time you will always need to learn about native things, how these native things work. So you will have to write your own plugins. Even if some big organizations use cross platform, they somehow need to use native stuff there as well. So it is always better to learn native things as well, because that's permanent thing, and cross platform frameworks are coming and going since many years. So that's not that's never permanent, but native is permanent. So that's how I can answer this. Do we need to know any other programming language for using Kotlin? Yeah, for Kotlin, if you are already familiar with Java, you will learn Kotlin programming language in just 1 day, because it will be easy for you to get into Kotlin after Java. Or if you know C++ or object oriented concepts, oops concept basically, Kotlin will be easy for you to learn. But yeah, if you are not aware of any other programming language, still you can learn Kotlin, because Kotlin syntax and all kind of stuff is very easy. You can still learn Kotlin by practicing, and you can learn Kotlin in a week or so. So that's all. We should learn a language in first year and then do projects in second year, right? Or we should means, yeah, it's basically a process, and it is completely up to you, like when you want to like do things when you're comfortable. It is not like constraint, like you should do this in this year, or you should do this in this year. Let's say you have idea of project since your first year, you can directly start on it, directly work on it. So don't constrain yourself with this year kind of stuff. You can start it anytime. Or even I can say you will learn more of programming language while doing project instead of just learning programming language. So please remember this. Is it possible to go with Python instead of Java? No. Android program, like for Android development, there are only like, for native Android development you can just use Java or Kotlin, and there are some hybrid platforms available like React Native and Flutter, so you can go with them as well. But yeah, Python is not possible. Any advice for starting career as a developer? So yeah, as I mentioned like in my previous slides, so these are all related to starting career as a developer. Make good resume, make good projects, make them available on GitHub so that they can increase your reach. Be active on social media, prefer developing projects rather than earning certificates, which will be very helpful and which will give you a real experience of developing projects. And this will help you to start your career as a developer. You can get uh, calls from HRs and all for job, so you don't need to apply if your profile is really good. So maintain a good profile on LinkedIn, Twitter, or all kind of stuff. Stay up to date. That's all I can say. How did you balance your SEM exams along with learning Android dev in your college days? Didn't get hectic at times? No, because like I was like at that time I was a lazy learner, so I only did studied when exams are near, like before a day of a exam. So other times like I was learning or doing Android stuff all the time, and learn studying only before exams. So by doing this thing I never get in this stuff. So yeah, it was never for me problem for me. How much time on daily basis I should invest in learning development? So yeah, it's completely up to you. I would say don't constrain yourself, or don't force yourself to learn things. Okay, make make things easy for you, because if you just do things for the sake of learning, you will not learn. Take interest in it and automatically things will happen for you. So even if you learn, let's say 15 minutes every day, it will be still valuable, rather than forcing yourself to do thing learn for 2 hours. So be comfortable, don't force yourself to learn things, and you can give any time, whatever amount of time for learning these things. What do you love doing the most other than your profession? So yeah, other than profession, I love listening to music, Bollywood music. I love to sing songs when I'm alone at home. uh, I use karaoke apps to record some. I love making funny memes of my friends and colleagues. That's all I do other than my profession. What things should we complete before the end of first year? So yeah, before the end of first year, you can say you can fix your domain of interest. Okay, domain of interest mean what? Because not everyone is here to learn Android development, right? People have different kind of interests. Someone has interest in web development, someone has interest in data science, ML, I think, and there are so many different area of careers available in this field, IT field, right? Somebody likes design, somebody just like UI UX, not coding. So you can decide what you want to make your career in, right? You can choose this in first year, or early days of your engineering. You can decide like in which domain you want to proceed, and then you can learn stuff according to it. Let's say you decide you want to learn Android, so you will follow this path. If you decide you want to be a web developer, then you follow this path. If you want to, like, and vice versa for all kind of domains. So please decide your domain of interest, and this will be helpful for you in your next career. And this will help you to you won't be in confusion if you follow this. So that's all. How to get selected of resume for Google staff intern second year beside I am from IEI. um for getting into Google, I would say if you have some contacts, you can ask them for referral. If not, you can directly put your resume on site, and make sure your resume is single page. It has your resume has more of skills and achievements, skills as in programming languages and all kind of stuff. You should be proficient in programming languages plus problem solving and data structure. You should be good in these areas, and this is how you can get into internship. That's very basic things for Google. How community has really helped you shape as an Android developer? Yeah, I would say when I was in engineering college, like I was in Pune, Maharashtra. So while doing my engineering, I also started interacting with local communities. Like I was part, like at that time there was no GDSC at my college, so there was no community of college. But I started interacting with like professional networking at GDGs, like Google Developer Groups, where I met many people, many like people who were already experienced in Android development and expert of Android development. So I learned a lot of things from them. They are now my friends. Then eventually I started contributing to community, like by speaking at my college or by speaking at different colleges. So community has really helped me in learning Android development. And I earlier said in my slides, you learned in double speed when you start sharing your knowledge and all kind of stuff, like being with group of like-minded people. So community is really always there to help you, and I would say it has always helped me as well to learn about Android development or any kind of development. So yeah, community is always there. What is the name of your application on Play Store and what is the utility? Yeah, so first application which I developed on Google Play Store was the C programming, which was I created this application where I explain the basic concepts of C programming, as well as some programs of C program, like basic program, like how to palindrome and all kind of stuff, that programs. So I published this app in 2016 when I was in first year of my diploma, like Polytechnic College. And this application has now more than 5 lakhs plus install till now. If you search about it on like SP Droid on Google Play Store, you will get that application, and you can see like it has old design because in 2016 I followed and I never maintained it after 2020, I guess. So yeah, you can still see it. Is learning web and Android at the same time wrong thing? I would not say wrong thing, but you should not do these things because I would say pick your domain of interest and follow it. Because do one thing, okay? If you start learning web and Android side by side, you will learn these things and you will be beginner in these things. But if you have to expert in the specific domain, you have to go in deeper of your domain of interest. You have to go in deeper of web or either Android. If you try to explore these two things side by side, then you won't be able to get things clearly, like not like, so you will end up being beginner in these things instead of expert of something. So you have to be expert of something. So be that expert, and then you can like look at other things. So that's my tip. Any first year tips for first year students? If given a chance, what advice you would have given to your younger self? Whatever I did, like I was too much late in using Git and GitHub. So I would say start using it from early stage of colleges. Okay, that's what I can say. And being a first year student, like rather than learning development, I would say make friends, make a good connection, because that's the thing in college you can do. But now it's not possible because of COVID. I can understand, but yeah, you can always enjoy your moments at college or college too, because these things or this time will never come again. Is expert in only C++ or Python sufficient for Android? And no, you have to be good at Java or Kotlin programming language to for Android. And for web development, you have to be good at HTML, CSS, JavaScript programming languages, like JavaScript programming language and HTML, CSS scripting. And Python will be helpful for backend web development. So if you are someone who learns Django or Flask framework, you can get into web development. But yeah, C++ is good if you want to be a system engineer, like you want to build operating system, and you have to work at lower end things, just like you want to work at graphics company like Nvidia, or you want to be a gamer and all kind of. So C++ is useful, but for Android or web, there is no that much scope for C++. Are there any mistakes that you did that you think you did while learning Android dev that one should avoid? I guess whatever I did regarding Android, I never did any mistake. So it, but yeah, as I told you, I was very late in getting know about Git or GitHub, because I came to know about Git or GitHub in the last year of my engineering. Then because Git and GitHub have so many resources, right? There are so many good projects on GitHub regarding Android or any kind of domain. Like, so if I miss them in first year, maybe I miss so many part of it. Like if I start using it since my first year, I would have learned a lot then now. So I would say start using GitHub since your early days. That's one thing which I maybe mistakenly did. If I'm E means electrical engineering, right? What problem will I face by not being in CS branch if I'm interested in CS? What I can do to feel the difference? Okay, honestly, I can say there are no issues in it. Okay, I have my friend from mechanical background, but he just did learn things like programming and all kind of framework stuff on his own, like self-taught, not even courses on all kind of stuff. Still he's doing good at companies, and there are so many examples like this. So there is not really a big issue or problem if you are electrical student. Okay, there is nothing like that, but you should be good at programming languages and all kind of stuff. So even if you crack these things, you can still do your career in this field. So there is no difference, and you don't have to feel the difference. Okay, but yeah, you will, some things you will not learn in your academics. So learn that, like how operating system work, how networking works, how programming language works. So just learn these programming languages, frameworks, and you can easily start into career as a development. And believe me, this is my personal experience. I have personal experience with my friends uh, who did a career in IT, but engineering in different streams. So it was easy for them to get into it, not just by feeling the difference, because they learned these things. So yeah, that's all I can tell. Please repeat the name of app which you have developed. So yeah, you can search about SP Droid on Google Play Store, and C Programming is the name of that app. Should I choose paid hackathons or free hackathons? It's completely up to you. Like if you're comfortable in attending paid hackathons, you can do that as well, and you can have free as well. I never personally tried paid hackathons, but yeah, so I cannot say that. But yeah, you can. It's completely up to you to choose. If it is really good, you can pay. Otherwise, not. You can verify whether it is really up to that constraint and all. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really glad I could help you. Means, do we need to use paid hackathons? Uh, I guess I never seen paid hackathon so far. Like whatever I took, like whatever I participated in, they all were free hackathons. So I'm not sure about paid hackathons, but yeah, if that hackathon is really quality hackathon, like it's really, if it's really important, if that level of that hackathon is really good, you can always do it. So yeah, I guess I have helped you in fixing your doubts, and I was really happy to answer all of your queries, and I'm glad for that such uh, warm interaction with everyone. So yeah, thank you everyone for being amazing audience. Cool. I'm done.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for your detailed overview over all the concepts, and and thank you, sir, for inspiring us in taking steps forward in contributing to this magical and innovative world of development. While we'll wrap up this event, I would like to thank everyone for their kind patience and time today. I would like to take this opportunity to remind everyone of you about the upcoming events under GDSC Explore, where you would be getting a chance to meet industry experts of different and fields. And please do not forget to keep a check on our latest posts under GDSC. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Shreyas.